One of the most important things it actually says in the Bible is not be busy. And at this Christmas time it's really easy to be really rushed and really stressed and have no time for God. The most important thing, instead of spending an hour and a half watching a film, spend 5 minutes, 10 minutes, quarter of an hour doing what it says in the Bible. And it says this, it says be still, not busy. It doesn't say be busy and know that I am God. It's be still and know that I am God. And the thing is, it breaks Jesus' heart. I think it breaks his heart when we have time for everything else but him. He said to his disciples, I had many things to tell you, but you could not bear them. And that was the disciples. He has many things to say to you today. Are you going to bear them? And the thing is, the only reason he said that to the disciples is that they didn't have the Holy Spirit. We've been given the Holy Spirit. That's God's actual presence on earth today. We can have that, so we've got no excuse. We can experience him right here today. And the Holy Spirit teaches us, leads us into all truth. There's no reason why we can't hear him today. You know, John in the Bible, he was the closest. He was Jesus' best friend. He was the one whom Jesus loved. And even he, when he saw Jesus in heaven, he fell flat on his face as if he was a dead man. And the thing is, if that was John, what are we going to be like? And so we've got an idea, a concept of what we see God is like. But what I see it a bit like is when you put on glasses. So the other day I had to go to Specsavers because I hadn't been for 3.5 years, and they told me I needed glasses. And I thought my eyesight was okay. But then when I put my glasses on, these are my glasses, when I put my glasses on, I was like, oh my goodness, I can see so much clearer now. And the thing, I'll just take them off for a moment. And the thing is that I thought before I had really good vision, but when I put them on, I realised how bad my vision was before. Exactly the same with God. We think we've got an idea, but when you really, there's always more. One of the biggest lies is that you're close enough with God, that's enough. No. You can never have too much of God. There's always more. There's so many people in the world, so many miss out on seeing him at all. And Jesus was in Jerusalem at the time, and he said, oh Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the one who kills the prophets and stones those who are sent to her. How often I wanted to gather your children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings, but you were not willing. Are you willing today to spend 5 minutes with the King of the universe? Are you willing to lay aside what you have? Because on that day when you stand before God, and everyone will stand before God, we don't want to be in regret and look back at your life and see it vanish away and think, oh, and you look back and see what you could have had and where you could have been and how you could have known him. Because I'll tell you this, that the other day I had this picture of Jesus, and I saw him for about a split second, and every atom in my body wanted to know him. And I saw him walking towards me, and every part of me wanted to be like, I want to be known by this guy, I want to know this guy. Let me say something to you today, guys. God is not going to appear to you in some booming voice necessarily. Okay? It says in the Bible, it says this about this guy called Elijah in the Old Testament. He says, then he said, go out and stand on the mountain before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind tore into the mountains and broke the rocks into pieces before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. But after the fire, a still small voice. God is in the still small voice. He wants to take you into a place where it's just you and him. When the door is closed and it's just you and he hears you, and it's a small quiet voice. On social media, it's so loud, it's all booming, it's in your face, especially in Christmas time. God does not work like that. So often, he's contrary to the world. It's all about pushing yourself, always number one. Actually, no, God's not like that. He's not forceful. The Holy Spirit is a gentleman, and he says, if you don't want me, that's fine. I won't force myself upon you. But I'm here, and I'm in the quiet, small voice. And I don't want you guys to get before God one day and see, wow, that's what I could have had. And like with the glasses, oh my, I thought I could see well. I thought I had it all together. But now we'll put the proper lenses on, and oh my, it wasn't the case at all. It wasn't the case at all. Jesus said to me once, and I'll never forget it, he says, what I say is, and what I say isn't. You've got to take him as his words. And he has so much to say to you. Let him speak to you today. And God is your Father. He wants to be your Father. You need to give everything to him, because he's worth it. Thank you guys. I love you, and I hope you have a really good Christmas. God bless.